Okay, so some other applications of how inertia makes us feel like we're being pushed toward the outside, when in actuality we're being pushed toward the inside of a circular motion. This problem number 7, where they list a whole bunch of different things going on, is essentially exactly the same idea that we just looked at in guide sheet number 1A video. The passenger is sliding across the seat. Now they're sliding toward the outside of the turn. So again, you would think, well, man, that person is heading this way toward the outside of the turn, so they must be getting pushed toward the outside of the turn. Again, they're sliding toward the outside of the turn because their inertia is trying to keep them moving in a straight line. So Rex thinks that she's being pushed to the outside. So Rex is making the argument for a centripetal force. So Rex's idea is there must be an outward force, centrifugal or outward force acting on his passenger. But again, I would take a big mark and that is not possible. That is a terrible argument. It is an argument that comes from the being inside the circular motion. You think that this must be going on, but in actuality, if you look at it from the outside, if you're outside of the non-inertial frame of reference, you'll see that in fact it's inertia. There's nothing pushing on Doris. There's no agent that you can think of that's pushing her. There's no tension, there's no friction. In fact, it's the lack of friction which is making her slide. There's no normal force that way. The normal force is pushing her up, not pushing her out toward the outside. So in fact, again, it is centripetal, which means toward the center. So when she runs into the passenger applies a force toward the center, and then she'll keep from sliding out. Now, if the doors should fly wide open, both of them would go flying out on this slippery seat. Okay, Noah formula guides a golf ball around the inside rim of the green hole-in-one putt-putt golf course. When the ball leaves the rim, which path must it follow? Now, the only reason it's moving in a circle is because of the centripetal force. It wasn't very centripetal, it should be toward the center. At each of these points, the wall pushes the ball in a circle. Once the wall is gone, the ball must move by the law of inertia in a straight line. So it must move in direction number 2. And it must move in direction number 2 because the unbalanced force of the wall has disappeared. Okay, so the normal force that the wall was providing is gone. As soon as the unbalanced force goes away, the object moves in a straight line. 9, you're the driver or passenger in a car and you're traveling over the top of the hill. You get that feeling where it's like you're kind of pulled off the seat, your whole body's turned upside down. The reason for that, again, is if you're going up and over the hill this way, your body has the natural tendency to want to continue in this direction. Now, gravity is keeping the car moving downward along the circle path, so gravity is helping to pull you in toward the center of the circle. But the car is going to be likely to accelerate more than you are in this case, so you're going to get the sensation, different parts of your body will feel like they're trying to move in a straight line. So it feels like you're being pushed upward, when in reality, it's gravity has to take time to pull you back down, or the seatbelt has to take time to pull you downward. So it's the upward sensation is best explained by letter A, the tendency of your body to continue on its straight line path due to its inertia, not a centrifugal or outward force. Okay, never centrifugal. This is unless the question is which is not real, so the answer is never centrifugal. Darren Moore's on a barrel ride, amusement park. Hopefully you've had a chance to ride something similar. He gets stuck up against the wall. The barrel is spinning at a high rate. They flip another switch and then the platform drops out. Now, a lot of places they don't have these rides anymore because they're a little dangerous. But once the floor would drop out, you're still stuck up against the wall. You don't fall down. And the reason for that again, most people think, well, something must be pushing the person to the outside. But look, there's the only contact point. It's actually the normal force of the wall pushing you in toward the center, which then provides an upward force of friction, just like gravity would if you were trying to slide something across a table. And it's that friction force that keeps you from going down, because the normal force is pushing you in. Okay, so again, when you're looking at these situations, you like to think, oh, it must be an outward force. No outward force. He has a natural tendency to move in a straight line or tangent to the circle, but the wall is going to push him inward, centripetal, toward the center. It's not air pressure. Air pressures would not be significant enough in there, and they don't put cotton candy on the wall to make you stick. Okay, so whenever you're looking at new situations, it's tricky. We've talked about this before. There are a lot of misconceptions that you've already built up in your brain. One of the most common is that you feel that you're being pushed toward the outside, and you make up this idea that there must be this force called centrifugal force. But again, a centrifugal force is a fictitious force. It is not true. There is no such thing. It's simply your inertia, which is trying to make you move in a straight line, and then your brain understands that as well. Since I'm not moving in a straight line anymore, I must be getting pushed, so I must be being pushed toward the outside. If you reanalyze the situation and think of it from the outside, you'll see that in fact you're always being pushed, or you're always pulling toward the center. Centripetal, not centrifugal. Okay, that's it for inertia and circles. We'll look at other elements in our next video.